What is up, everybody? Welcome to VR365. What is going on, folks? Today it is Sunday. It is April 12th. It is Easter. Or is it? Or is it? Is it Easter? Because I got some debate with that. We're going to go a little bit metaphysical minute with whether or not it actually is Easter today because somebody is playing tricks on me. All right, but that is another story for another time. First of all, this is VR365. We are live on Twitch. Of course, if you're watching this later on YouTube, what we do is every Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, I am live on Twitch. I've got Twitch people over here in chat. They say that my audio is cutting in and out, that there are video problems, so we might have some minor technical difficulties. The internet is like overloaded, bro. Like, so if you go out on the freeway, right, and you're driving around on the freeway, now, first of all, you should probably have a reason to be doing so. But if you were to go do that, not a lot of cars driving everywhere. Yeah, so most people are just huddled up in their caves and they are using the shizzles out of the internet. The internet is like being overloaded like a mofo. So everybody's bandwidth is going to be jacked. So the quality of this, dude, I could have like a super-sized camera just right up in my face. You probably won't see a lot of the blemishes because quality is going to be lowered across the board. That is the reality of this situation. So anyway, what about today's show? Like I said, April 12th, Easter Sunday, it is about 11:39 a.m. And on today's show, we're going to be giving away a handful of keys to some exciting VR games. Now, the star of the show, and this is courtesy FF Frank, and that is the Walking Dead VR Saints and Sinners, a Steam code. He was like, dude, I got a code that you can have. And I was like, okay, sweet. And I looked up the code. It was the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Man, that is a hell of a code, right? Usually you're getting some like scrappy little game for free. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, very possibly, in fact, not only very possibly, I'll just say period dot. This is a top 5 VR game, period. Most people would put this puppy at number 2, right behind Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx number 1, Saints and Sinners number 2, maybe Beat Saber number 3, and then you can debate what 4 and 5 and all of those things are, but those games locked in, baby. So we're going to be giving away Saints and Sinners, so that is super cool. Also have 3 codes to give away. 3 codes to give away for 2MD VR football. And yeah, so, and we're going to do all this trivia style. I'm bouncing over here to try to get onto the 2MD VR football Steam page real quick. Yeah, so 2MD VR football evolution. I do have some codes to give away for that. I actually had forgotten about this. I had gotten these codes a while back and forgot about it, but we're going to go ahead and donate some of those codes today. So basically what we're going to do today, we're going to be giving away a few different codes, and we're going to be checking out some stuff in VR gaming news. It's pretty much going to be a shiz show. There's another thing I did want to talk about though, guys. There was a show that I wanted to do today that I didn't do today that makes me want to cry. But my hope is I might be able to do this show next week. And the trailer that I'm putting on the screen right now, let's listen to this for just a quick second.
It's to play our game and win that freedom. Occasionally one succeeds.
So that is Hollow Ball. Does anybody remember Hollow Ball? Hollow Ball is like April 2016. It is so April 2016, dude. Stuff like Hollow Ball. And then other games that remind me of April 2016 is a game like this. A game like Fantastic Contraption. Also an April 2016 launch window. the launch window of the HTC Vive, it's almost retro. It almost feels retro to me just to think about 2016, to think about when I first got my HTC Vive box, opened it up, set up these lighthouses, when I had the Vive controllers, and I wish I had them here. I wish I had Vive controllers right now as props, because I'd be holding up my Vive controllers and I'd be like, oh my God, these things went from space age. They were totally space age controllers when I first got them in April of 2016. They went from straight up space age controllers to Stone Age controllers in just a matter of years, because basically what happened was the Oculus Touch controllers came out, what was it, December of 2016, and like just destroyed it from a controller standpoint, because the Oculus Touch, the CV1 controllers to this day are the best VR controllers in my opinion, because they just freaking melt into your hands. The controller is no longer an issue. Maybe they don't do some of the more fancy things that some of these other controllers do, but I still love the CV1 controllers. And so when those controllers finally arrived, it kind of put the HTC Vive ginormous wands to bed. But in the early days, oh my God, those controllers seemed amazing. And, going back to 2016, I call it glory days. Hollow Ball, Brookhaven Experiment, Vanishing Realms. Think of the greatest games that came out at launch of HTC Vive. And so what I wanted to do today is I wanted to have Glory Days. Glory Days VR, baby. April 2016. Were you there, bro? So the requirements were going to be that you would have to have a Vive in either April or May of 2016. You would have to have owned a Vive. Okay, April or May of 2016. I'm going to extend it into May because I remember back at that time, I didn't get mine right on April. Like, I got mine late April. Like, everybody was back ordered. Everybody was waiting for their Vives. Now, who did I want to have on this episode? Well, one of the first people I thought about my buddy Arrowin X. Yeah, we haven't heard from Arrowin X in a long time. You might remember Justin, really into Skyrim, like was really into like the mods of Skyrim. He's like been a long time VR gamer, and he was there in the early HTC Vive days, especially on the HTC Vive subreddit. In fact, I could almost make an argument that Arrowin X was the HTC Vive subreddit in those very early days. He was always there, helpful with everybody and talking about games and experiences and stuff. So I would love to have Arrowin X on the episode. I also immediately thought of Gary Reckoner VR. I'm pretty sure he got an HTC Vive really early in the ball game. And then I thought about Bobby Blackwolf, because I thought, wait a minute, Bobby Blackwolf, I'm pretty sure he had, I wasn't sure if he had a Vive right away, but I knew he had an Oculus right away. But no, come to think of it, I think he had a Vive right away. So anyway, maybe this is going to be an episode that happens soonish, maybe next Sunday on Twitch, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Maybe I could have Gary Reckoner VR talking about the glory days of April 2016 on the HTC Vive, the beginning of room scale, the beginning of tracked motion controllers in the right effing way. Like, that's when it really freaking happened, because Oculus shipped with an Xbox controller. So Oculus really didn't join the party until December or whatever it was. But yeah, and iPad Carry MG in chat says Vive controllers are the bunk. And Cyan VR says CV1 controllers are best. Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Yeah, VR Spry Guy says Hollow Ball, baby. Hollow Ball. Yeah, dude, Hollow Ball underrated as F in the early days of VR. Now, simple as F. Hollow Ball incredibly simple. but it was Tron. That was Tron Vision, man. When you were in Hollow Ball, you were in like a little Tron mini game, and that's April 2016. Also, Brookhaven Experiment. Oh man, so I can't ruin any of it. I'm gonna save this for the Glory Days episode. The Glory Days episode. And one of my strategies with this Glory Days episode is to actually have waves of guests. So it'll start off with 2 guests in the first hour and then 2 different guests in the second hour. So, or 2 guests for like an hour and 10 minutes, and then another 2 guests for an hour and 10 minutes, and talking the glory days of April, May, June, the earliest days of room scale motion control VR. Pretty sweet. Okay, so we will get into that. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do one of our first giveaways of the show right now. We're going to do one of the first giveaways, and I got to, of course, quickly explain how we always do giveaways here. Basically, we go with trivia, so it's all about doing a trivia. We have a trivia question, and the answer to the trivia question is whatever answer it is, and the first letter of that answer is the missing letter in the key that we pop on the screen. So I'm gonna pop on the screen a gameplay, a Steam key for 2MD VR Football Evolution. 2MD VR Football Evolution. And this is going to be the first key that I give away, and there is a trivia that goes along with it. So let me get this ready here. I'll go ahead and read out the code because it might be a little bit small, and then I'll do the trivia. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so the code is HIIZTVZENYMFMZ mystery letter. Half-Life Alyx launched, and most feel we lack a truly legit AAA banger for VR gaming. Ready at Dawn might have something to say about that. What's the name of their sequel still on the way? So basically, Half-Life Alyx just recently launched. Before that, we had Saints and Sinners. Before that, Boneworks. Before that, Asgard's Wrath, Pistol Whip, all the freaking games that freaking hit. And so one of the questions is, do we really have a banger on the horizon? Well, you know, like we lack a truly AAA VR banger that's upcoming, but Ready at Dawn might have something to say about that. What's the name of the sequel that they have coming that is still on the way? So the answer to that is the missing letter. And that, of course, will get you 2MD VR Football Evolution. That is courtesy, thanks so much. That's courtesy of Truant Pixel for the code there. And I have played this, and this is cool. This is a very cool update. It adds a new feel to the game. And for people that don't already own 2MD VR Football, what are you doing? Because it's hella fun. Like the only reason I could see somebody not owning the game is if they just don't know anything about football, they don't like football, they just have zero. But even it's still a fun game, but I could see if it's like this foreign thing and you just don't, but like the robot update and everything, it's so cool. So many different extra stadiums have been added, the snow and all of that. I mean, this almost looks like a next generation 2MD VR Football. The gameplay is essentially the same gameplay that we've always had with 2MD VR Football, but there have been some alterations in terms of like some different alterations in the gameplay. I have not played this super recently. I did play it when the update first came out. I still haven't seen some of the extra stadiums, but it is super cool. So it's definitely worth playing. And I believe if you have the Steam VR version of either game, either the new Evolution update or the original 2MD standard, you automatically get both of them. So that's cool. Not sure about the Oculus aspect of it on the Oculus Store. Not sure how that works, and not available for the Quest. Truant Pixel tried to see if they could do some of this on the Quest, and they found out that it was a little bit too difficult for that Snapdragon 835, especially when it comes to the weather effects and things like that. Okay, so yeah, so we have 2 more of those to give away. I also, of course, have a Walking Dead Saints and Sinners to give away. We will get to that pretty soon. But let's see, why don't we see if we can go to the webinar? Because we are looking at a shiz show today. I honestly don't have much prepared. I just didn't want to cancel today's episode, so I figure I'm still going to do an episode. Why not? So why don't we go ahead and bounce to the webinator and see if we can get the webinator operational. Let's see, Twitch web browser. So here we go. Okay, yeah, so here we are, and this is Steam. And I just thought, why don't we take a real quick look at what has arrived on Steam since Half-Life Alyx, because I haven't really been paying too much attention. You can see right here, 2MD VR Football Evolution, $12.99, positive reviews, arrived on April 1st, $13. Again, if you are somebody that just has absolutely no interest in American football, I can understand not have. But dude, that is cool. Like a gigantic android robot opens up the lid of the stadium, and you get all these different looking, interesting style stadiums. You got the snow effects. It's got the little robot collisions and stuff. The sparks that fly when the players crash into each other. Like, dude, that looks dope. I mean, from a screenshot standpoint, like, we got some nice looking screenshots. Truant Pixel, for real, bro. Look at that. That is dope on a stick. Look at that shit. That looks nice. That's a new stadium. I have not seen that stadium. Okay, that is a stadium I want to see. Dude, that looks like Tecmo Bowl and shit brought into a new era. So yeah, I do need to jump back into this game. I was going to try to jump back into it right before the start of today's episode. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to do it. But yeah, I definitely need to jump back in there because there have been... Dude was making updates like every day, like changing minor things every day to the game. So really pot committed, you could say, about being totally into it. So one game that did come out recently, I wonder if Gamertag VR, where are you, bro? Because you've probably done 3 different streams about this game right now. Iron Lights. It arrived on April 9th. It is mostly positive. We need to go check out the Quest store as well. Dude, seriously, Anthony has been living under a rock for the last couple of weeks. I've been working damn near 60-hour weeks. Okay, not quite 60 hours, but dude, I worked yesterday. And like regular Monday through Friday, I'm working. A lot of those days I'm working 9.5 hours. Yesterday I worked like 7 hours. Like, it's getting pretty darn close to working a 60-hour week. And I've been out of it. I'm not really checking out VR news, and I haven't been paying attention to what's going on out there. And Iron Lights, this thing is already out there. I forgot about this one. So we're mostly positive, 41 reviews. Why don't we check out some reviews live and direct, folks? Is Paradise Decay up in here? Because, dude, Paradise, let me tell you, Paradise loves to play a game and loves to review it with a real quickness. I'm just trying to see if Paradise is up in there, because typically... Like, randomly, I'll click on this. Some people are saying not recommended, though. Some people are saying, no, bro. This guy says, it's so simple, but I don't remember when did I have this much fun in VR before. It needs some balancing, like the energy bar refreshing is a bit slow, and if a match is long, many times you're just goofing around with the opponent, which is fun, though. So this guy says it's pure fun and gives you lots of room to show off by spinning around, ducking, and jumping in real life. The game actually feels like it rewards you for playing like this. Developers are extremely receptive to the community. This is my favorite indie VR game of 2020, and it's definitely worth checking out. I have tons of hours of this game on my Quest, and I haven't even touched the single player yet. Yeah, so, I mean, it seems like it's probably very simplistic, but if you like the core feel of it, I don't know, ever since I saw like pictures of it and heard about it and saw the first trailer for Iron Lights, I don't know, The only way it would super appeal to me is if it had like some crazy advanced physics that was like changing the game from a physics standpoint. I don't think it quite does that. I think doesn't everything shatter when it connects? I can't remember what the story is on Iron Lights, but mostly positive. We'll also go check it out over there on Quest. Now, there is a bit of a group think that does happen in like Kickstarter games and like community, rah, 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 man. Rah, rah, rah with the community. Yeah, we're all supporting Iron Lights. We really loved Iron Lights because we loved his previous games, Darknet or whatever, you know. So E. McNeil, yeah, this guy did Darknet, Astrius, yeah, so he's done a number of different games, but sometimes you do get a little bit of that. So sometimes I don't necessarily just immediately trust the review, the popular opinion that is floating around out there. Do you guys worry about that, folks? Like, seriously, when you're looking to buy VR games, do you consider like guerrilla marketing? Do you consider fake hype? Do you feel like you've got a really good bullshit meter? Do you look at the trailers? Is it mostly the trailers? Do you wait to hear somebody that you know personally that's raving about it? Do you just buy games and then if you're going to refund them, you know, you'll just refund it so you don't worry about it? I don't really do the refunding thing. I mean, I know that's available. I just haven't really done the refunding thing. But let's go ahead and bounce back to Steam proper. Not Steam proper. We want to look at the virtual reality section. And we're just taking a look. This is Shiz Show 99, folks. We're on April 12th right now, Easter Sunday. Oh, shit, I didn't give my Easter rant. Hold the F up. Hold the F up. We got to do the Easter rant. And the Easter rant, we're going to go metaphysical, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go metaphysical for a second. And we're going to talk about Mandela effect. And I'm just going to go to Mandela effect Google image search. Yeah, so there's this thing out there, ladies and gentlemen. It is known as the Mandela effect. And I don't mean to go off topic, but this is Easter and something is weird. Something is weird. Either I am losing my mind and I am going clinically insane. Either it's that, or I'm slipping and sliding into slightly parallel dimensions. You make the call. I mean, it's obvious, right? Occam's razor or whatever. So obviously I'm clinically insane and I'm not slipping into different dimensions. So yeah, so this thing called the Mandela effect. And why am I going to say the Mandela effect? Well, it has to do with Donald Trump. Everybody going back to churches, having churches packed. Okay, do you remember when Donald Trump was talking about having churches packed for Easter, right? You remember that. This is like a month ago where everybody's like, oh, dude, that's way effing premature. You're out of your mind. We should not have churches packed this Easter. That's a recipe for disaster, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you guys remember that, right? Okay, here's what I remember. All of it was like on Sunday, April 19th, he wants churches packed. On Sunday, April 19th. That is all I remember, man. And now I know what everybody's going to say. Oh, COVID-19. So you're thinking about COVID-19. So you're taking COVID-19 and you're putting it on April 19th. And you have this memory of Donald Trump wants churches packed on Sunday, April 19th. My memory is so effing solid on that. I am clinically insane, ladies and gentlemen, or I'm in a slightly different universe. And I hope in this particular universe, maybe I have a few more people subscribing with Twitch Prime and also subscribing to the YouTube channel and also hitting the like button. This universe a little bit better than the last one. I hope so. I really do. But no, I swear to you guys, it was all about Sunday, April 19th. And so what happened today is I was on Twitter. I had no idea today was Easter. I had no idea today was Easter. No way. I did not know that. I woke up today. I looked on Twitter and gamer tag had tweeted something about how they weren't doing the podcast today, and everyone have a happy Easter, enjoy Easter. And I was like, dude, you're a week early. You're a week early. And then, nope, I'm looking at all this other stuff. And freaking everything I'm seeing is like, today is Easter. I'm like, what? Today is Easter? No, a month ago, Donald Trump was saying he wanted the churches packed on Sunday, April 19th. Mandela effect, bro. Mandela effect like a mofo. The real Mandela effect, though, if you want to know the truth about the real Mandela effect. Okay, so Jiffy peanut butter never existed. Jiffy peanut butter never existed. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Jiffy peanut butter never existed. No, the number one is Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom. The Fruit of the Loom logo. Okay, see this logo right here? The one on the left is what it really is. That is the Fruit of the Loom logo. Now, apparently, I mean, this logo right here, as a child, no joke, my mom bought me Fruit of the Loom. Tidy Whities, Fruit of the Loom t-shirts. It was all Fruit of the Loom all the time. And dude, the Fruit of the Loom logo was this logo right here. And the number one Mandela effect for me is that the Fruit of the Loom company says that was never in the logo. It was never like that. That this is part of some mass hallucination that is going on, dude. And the funny thing is, the fruit, okay, let's see, the Ant Bully. Fruit of the Loom Mandela. Okay, so check this out. There's a movie called, I forget what the movie's called, but in the movie, when they were doing like a goof on Fruit of the Loom, the Ant Bully shrinking scene, okay, when they were doing like a spoof of Fruit of the Loom, look what they did. Even they got it wrong. Even they're from the wrong effing universe. So that's kind of the Mandela effect thing. And look, it's kind of a joke and all of that. But I'm telling you, this Easter Sunday thing, this April 19th thing, I must really be losing my mind. Just like Joe Biden, ladies and gentlemen, live and direct, I am losing my mind right on the air. Kind of crazy. Okay, so that really threw this whole show for a loop. Okay, let's go back over to our standard setup, which is this one here. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are doing an episode today on Sunday, April 12th, although my mind begs to differ. Now, I actually never looked at a calendar, so I don't know what day is Easter. I just know about the Trump having churches packed on the 19th. On April 9th. Like, I remember people debating that April 19th is too early. Like, what freaking universe, dude? So the whole Mandela effect thing, quantum computing, ladies and gentlemen. They've turned on these quantum computers and it's effed everything up. Just little tiny things in the background. Don't worry about it. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and give away another key to this game that is on the screen right now, which is 2MD VR Football Evolution. I do have 3 keys to give away, so I'm going to go ahead and give away another one right about now. Remember, folks, there is going to be a trivia question. The answer to the trivia question, the first letter of that answer is the missing letter in the key to reward yourself 2MD VR Football Evolution. And whoever gets this, I really hope they don't have it already. Well, if they have it already, then obviously give the key to somebody else or whatever. But whoever gets this, they're going to be like, shit, I didn't know this was that good and that fun. This is a hella fun-ass game. It is just FUN. Like 2MD VR Football, period, dot, is just FUN. Like, FU, man, it's FUN. That's all it is, like, straight up. Just FUN. Like, FUN is why we started in the first place, right? Okay, so here's the key. JWE2 N MP3 MR GR8 T missing letter. Okay, this developer started off in PC VR world, but then they made a gigantic PlayStation VR game. Their newest project is called Solaris. PSVR Frank also works for them. What is the name of this developer? So who is the developer? Started out in PC VR, but they really made their name on PlayStation VR with a primetime multiplayer game. PSVR Frank left to go work for them. What is the name of that developer? That will give you the key to 2MD VR Football Evolution. Okay, and Gaming Science Teacher says the only Mandela effect that ever got me was the Berenstein Bears. That's definitely how it was spelled when I was a kid. LOL. Yeah, it's weird. We all have, well, not all of us. Some people, the Mandela effect, the thing that I got to say about the Mandela effect is like 99.9% of the Mandela effects are totally bogus. And it almost seems to me like there is like an active movement to like make the Mandela effect seem even stupider than it already seems on face surface, with people just being like, yeah, this changed and that changed and this song changed and that changed and this changed. Like every other day thing, like people are searching for Mandela effects where they don't exist. It's totally out of control. And it makes anybody that maybe even slightly like really thinks the Mandela effect is actually slightly weird. Like if anybody actually thinks that, this is designed to make them look like a total goofball. It's the same thing with UFOs. Do you guys remember in UFOs, like if you were to believe in UFOs, like people would look at you like you freaking lost a few screws in your head. Like you've got something wrong with you, right? Like if you literally really think that there's a possibility that a effing UFO can fly in here, then dude, you are just a dumbass extraordinaire. But you got to understand there's a movement out there that is designed to make people have that reaction. It's almost like a fear-based thing. And I feel like it's kind of happening in the Mandela effect area as well. And I feel like there are a handful of Mandela effects that scare the daylights out of me. They really do. But that's for another episode on another day. I do actually want to have an episode. You know, we're talking about this Glory Days episode, right? Where we're going to talk about the launch of the HTC Vive, April, May, June, early days with HTC Vive. I think that would be fun as hell to do a Glory Days episode. We're talking about doing that. I also want to do a straight off-topic episode that would include UFOs. It would include simulation theory. It would include Bigfoot. It would include quantum computing. It would include like artificial intelligence, Mandela effect, like all of these kind of weird things that are off topic. I would love to have an episode like that. And I think Roots would be down for that episode. I am Roots from Virtual Strangers. I got to figure out what is the right mix for that episode to talk about weird ass shit. But I think that would be fun. Flat Earthers. Yeah, I got nothing to say to Flat Earthers. I'm sorry, I'm not part of the Flat Earth Club. Like, no, there is some, I don't believe, like the Bigfoot thing. I mean, I don't know. We can't even get into it. Oh, you know, we've got some news, folks. Some news, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that I haven't mentioned here is Echo VR. Echo VR is still coming to the Oculus Quest, right? And somebody brought this to my attention. For the longest time, when it came to Echo VR on the Oculus Quest, the footage that we've seen has actually been off the Rift S or the CV1. We haven't had legit Oculus Quest gameplay footage until like in the last couple of weeks. And this video was released. Now I'm going to switch here. Hold on. Let's go to this angle right here. So this is footage from the actual Oculus Quest. So this is real Oculus Quest footage. It has been slowed down. Now, what this does is it gives us a realistic idea of the downgrade that we're talking about here graphically. I played this game at Oculus Connect 6. When I played it at Oculus Connect 6, I was both amazed and horrified by what I had played. I was simultaneously amazed and simultaneously horrified by what I had experienced at Oculus Connect 6. Now, what I was amazed by is that the game basically works. Like, the game basically works. The gameplay, the grabbing of surfaces and everything, it basically works. The thing that horrified me is there were certain parts of the game where the entire game would just go and like just break up into all kinds. It would like shatter into all these splintered, like the engine would just basically crash pretty much. And so it had major technical issues. But I believe like these technical issues are being ironed out. Now, graphics, I mean, obviously we can see here, we've slowed this down. This is low resolution. This is not like a high quality video of this. And it's probably even worse for you guys because of Twitch, bandwidth and all of this stuff. So, but it looks like it's mostly holding up. So this game is coming soon for the Oculus Quest. I mean, there's a beta and everything that's going on for this thing right now. So, it's exciting times for those that have an Oculus Quest and are looking forward to Echo VR. And Echo VR, I mean, one of the major things that I've always mentioned about Echo VR is like the technology for putting your hand on surfaces. So here's this is the actual video, Oculus Quest gameplay. That's where I stole that little video from. And so you could like sign up for the beta. I guess it's already going on right now. So people are already in there right now. They're probably under NDA and stuff like that. I am not in this beta. I have not tried it. But if this works, because when it was working at Oculus Connect 6, I was like, shit, it really works. But it is absolutely the same watering down that we saw with like Robo Recall Unplugged. Like, it is a significant watering down. There's no two ways about it. Like, there's going to be some graphics whores that try this out that are going to be like, oh shit. But I think it still looks pretty good, and hopefully they handled all of the issues with it like crashing really bad. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. Another bit of news that we have is, let's go ahead and go back over to this window here. And another story that was in the news, and I was like, oh my God, this is kind of amazing that this is in the news. And so we did have this trailer right here. I could probably pump up the sound on this one. Let's check it out for a second. So this is Supernatural, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be coming to the Oculus Quest very soon. And how amazing is it? How amazing is it for the low price, for the incredibly low price of $240 per year at this discounted price? It's only $240 a year. You could be in one of the most advanced fitness routines that you've ever experienced in VR, taken to a whole new level. Yeah, I know you've played Beat Saber, but have you played Beat Saber where it tracks your heart rate in such a wonderful way with leaderboards, with your friends, with active, all kinds of things, new workouts all the time, new fresh backgrounds being pumped into the game? It is only $240 a year at this low introductory price. You better take advantage. Like, if we know what's good for ourselves, we will take advantage of this special introductory offer. It's like so much cheaper than it ever was. It's only $20 a month right now. Like if you miss out on this introductory offer, you might be paying like $600 a year for this. Now just think of all the gyms that you've joined. Think of all the Nordic Track equipment that you've bought that's collecting dust. Like right over there, I have a giant blah, blah, blah that is collecting dust. No, I don't, but I know there's people out there, right? In their garages, ginormous exercise equipment. You join gyms, you don't follow through. Well, here it is, folks. You can do it in VR. For the low introductory price, you can be grandfathered in for only $20 a month for Ultima Online. I mean, dude, $20 a month? $20 a month. Are you serious? This should be a one-time fee. This is crazy. No, there are people. Okay, so Kuroki in chat says DOA. Reality 2200 says DOA. Dead on arrival, in my opinion. They're not doing this because nobody's going to sign up for it. You got to understand, this is on the Oculus Quest. You gotta understand Joe and Sally Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. Joe and Sally Walmart, their target audience, they might think, yeah, I'm doing this VR exercise thing. You know, I got this VR thing and I show up every day and, you know, we do it at the right time. So on the Oculus blog, let me see if I can go to the Oculus blog. Let's go ahead and switch over here, ladies and gentlemen. So actually maybe we can find the story on this actual deal. And they probably have it on there, but they had an interview with like the developers and like the idea of why they're like, why is this going to be like a monthly thing that you got to pay? And the developers were saying, well, we basically found out that you have to do it like this. Like it has to be this monthly thing. Of course, I can't find it here. So anyway, let's go back to the Mandela effect, folks. Let's go back to the Mandela effect, and we will look up Oculus blog. And we will go to all, Oculus blog, all, and right here. And I will find the story for you just a second here. So yeah, Supernatural, a fun new way to stay fit in VR. Oh my God, this is the ultimate cardio workout that's not only fun, it's fast and intuitive, and it is amazing. It is coming on April 23rd, and it's going to rock your world for the low price of $20 a month into perpetuity. Okay, so they talked to Within founder and CEO Chris Melk, otherwise known as Milkman. I want to interview Chris. No, I don't. Probably not known as Milkman, but should be known as Milkman, right? So Chris Melk, with his Within co-founder Aaron Coblin, they realized that they had developed dad bods without actually having children. In fact, just being lazy and sitting around on the couch and eating a lot of Cheez-Its when they probably shouldn't have. So they've been developing Supernatural for several years now. They've seen Beat Saber come and go and Audica, and they weren't impressed, man. They thought they could do better. Now, I'm making all this stuff up. I just want to get to the part where they talk about the subscription. I do love these screenshots, though, brah. Like, look at the real world, photorealistic environments of the Swiss Alps. I mean, it is so breathtaking. Look at that on the crater of the Alaskan Peninsula. I mean, don't you want to play Jump Inside the Neon Triangles? I do. I do want to try this. Like, I do want to jump inside those neon triangles. I actually do. Yeah, man, it's all about the neon triangles. So you got these incredible environments. Okay, so I fit into the category of had gym membership, did not use gym membership. Yeah, so this interview is probably just classic, man. It is absolutely classic. Look at that. You want to talk about the Alaskan Peninsula. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. This is a great one. Why did you make Supernatural a subscription fitness service? Well, you got to understand, here's the Milkman. The milkman says there are a few reasons. To start with, Supernatural is a completely different kind of experience that has been intentionally designed from the ground up as a living VR exercise platform. This is a whole new paradigm shift. We built an entire ecosystem that gives people an extraordinary workout experience that gets them excited to come back every day. That's the real key. You're coming back every day. You're learning more and more. You're burning calories. You're staying fit, and you're staying focused and motivated. It all combines. It's incredible. No, it's supernatural. It is supernatural. This includes coaching, a mobile companion app, leaderboards, Bluetooth heart rate integration, all sorts of shit, man. We're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at it. Okay, here's another aspect of it. So second, every day our platform generates second. Like this should be the first thing, right? This shouldn't be second. This should be the first thing. Second, every day our platform generates new content and new value for members, including new workouts, new premium songs, new landscapes and environments from all around the world. Now that is the key factor right there, folks. Give us those freaking drop dead gorgeous photoreal backgrounds and we'll keep giving you that 20 banger every month. That's what it's all about. And ongoing tracking of your progress. So yeah, the guy says, look, most digital fitness services are subscription based. And there's a logical reason for that, brah. Yeah, so I got to go into that voice, right? Most digital fitness services, man, they're subscription based, man. There's a logical reason for that. It totally makes sense. They need to do it because you're not just buying a fixed thing, like a standard exercise bike. You're buying access to a living, breathing, dynamic service, one that is constantly producing new workouts with new music. You've got new trainers, new people that help you out. You've got new environments, new background. It is incredible. So yeah, how many people are going to be banging out 20 buccarinis a month? 20 buccarinis a month. But there will be people that do this. There really will. There seriously will be people that do this. Let's take a look at these triangles. You're going to jump out of bed. Let's see it. I mean, look at those photoreal worlds. Look at the triangles. Those triangles are awesome. It is a Tron light. You're going to be able to float right over Kauai, Hawaii. Look at that. Mustafar, Peru, Thailand, Mayan temples. It's going to be amazing. The world's top musical artist. It's going to constantly improve. It's tracking your fitness real time. The dopamine rush is going to be real. And you show up every day and there's personalized coaches that are going to talk to you and guide you through the entire process. It is incredible. I mean, it's cool. Look, I'm a hater, certified hater. It looks okay, and it might be kind of fun. The money is a bit bonkers. $240. $240 is a bit bonkers. I can't help it, but I gotta say it. And that is at the discounted price, though. That's the discounted price, folks. So, what's the real effing price? See, look at here. It says Supernatural. Let's switch back over to webinal.com. It says Supernatural is a subscription service that offers new workouts published daily. At launch, Supernatural will offer members a discounted introductory rate of $20 a month and include a free trial. Okay, a discounted introductory rate. Yeah, so it's this is the introductory rate. If you don't get in early, it's going up to $490 a year. Now, they're never going to talk about the year price, and it is monthly. I wonder if they should have a plan, though, actually, where if you want to lock down 1 year of Supernatural, you can get it for $180 and save a whopping $60. They should do that. Or buy a year of Supernatural and we give you Asgard's Wrath and Pistol Whip for free or something like that. They should add some little deals like that. Okay, so let's go back over here, folks, and let me go ahead and check in chat. Okay. Drum Z5 says, love this line on there. The dad bod receded, and I feel like I have so much more energy now. Yeah, they talked about having dad bods despite not having kids. I thought dad bods was a good thing, though. Isn't dad bods kind of a good thing? It's kind of like the natural thing, right? All right, so that is Supernatural. I did see this. I did get a little bit of a laugh about that. Oh, you know, another thing that is really in the news quite a bit, or some people were talking about this. Let's go back over. Actually, let's go to Road to VR. So I got to switch over here. Let's go over to Road to VR. And GameStop is selling refurbished PVR headsets for $99, but it's available one day only. Let's see, did it already expire? See, I was telling people, like, if you want a dirt cheap way into pretty good VR, if you have a PlayStation 4, you can get like a pretty bare bones PlayStation VR setup for 99 bucks. I sold my PlayStation VR for 99 bucks, but it was the core PlayStation VR. So it had all the cords and it had the box that came with it and stuff, but like there were no controllers. Like it didn't include Move controllers. It didn't include a DualShock, and it didn't include what do you call it? The camera. So yeah, it was 99 bucks for that. So I guess, yeah, you would have to have a camera. So what day is this going to happen? Today only. So April 8th. Sorry, folks. Bad host. Okay, so I got to imagine they've got the PSVR controller up on here somewhere. No. Oh, they don't have the controller on here. Well, let's go back to Upload VR. I was just going to talk about the Sony PlayStation 5 controller real quick. Somebody's got to have it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this was in the news a little while ago, and some people are saying, Anthony, are you going to talk about this? Like, doesn't this prove that there's going to be a change, that, you know, it's not going to be... And like, I file this under the, like, this is a total non-story. Like what company in their right mind would continue to use crappy light-based tracking? Like that is so incredibly old school. That's not going to happen. So there's no shocker here. There's no exciting thing here. And I do believe that this will be trackable either by the controller. Will track the headset. PlayStation VR 2 will be able to track it in some way. What this will be a problem for, though, is like, okay, so let's say you have a PlayStation 5. You're using your original PlayStation VR system, and you're playing something like Moss, or you're playing Pixel Ripped. First of all, not every single PlayStation 4 game... So not every single PlayStation 4 VR game is automatically going to work on PlayStation 5. Compatibility is expected to be very high, but not necessarily every single game. But there are games where you would use a DualShock 4 controller. I'm assuming if you have a DualShock 4 controller, you can still use that with a game like Pixel Ripped 1989 on PlayStation VR. Because, well, would this one work? I suppose it would also be able to work just in a non-trackable way. Also, do you see the blue color that is underneath it? See this like blue color right here? What if this white thing, although it's probably like a trackpad or something, but what if this thing like popped completely off of there, and then you got a giant blue light under there, and then maybe that could be tracked. But anyway, this is kind of much ado about nothing, to be honest. Like, the controller isn't dramatically different. I hate the effing D-pad. I hate it when they do this type of shit with D-pads. Like, I want the D-pad to be more exposed. But yeah, it's going to have inside-out tracking. I mean, I don't think there's any question whatsoever. Or it would have some type of wireless lighthouse ripoff. Like, that's the other thing Sony could do. If they created, think about it, if you had wireless lighthouses that could last for a 1-month charge, and you could just put it up on a bookshelf and just angle it a little bit, you put them in 2 different places, and you have some real nice volumetric tracking. where even you're going way behind your head and all of that, so you don't ever get the blind spots that you would get with some inside out tracking. Like I could see somebody at some point in time saying, no, you know what, we're going to go outside in, but our base stations our base stations are going to be smaller and they're going to be battery powered and they last for 1 month, and you don't have to put them like huge way up on the ceiling or anything. You just put it up somewhere high as you can get, kind of angle it down a little bit, and it's all good. You charge it once a month. I mean, probably inside out. So kind of a non-story. Let's see. Supernatural game with a supernatural price. Yeah. So that is the DualSense controller might hint at PS. So wait, are people like really into Supernatural and they think I'm shitting all over it and they're upset about that? Hey, I'm not hating completely on Supernatural. It could be kind of cool, but it's like, what's the difference between that and just playing like Beat Saber on Expert or something? Like I could have a regimen in VR with like Racket NX, like you could have a bunch of games that you just cycle through. You could definitely have an awesome workout in VR without having to pay for like a $20 per month service. Now, $20 per month service, like if you guys actually want to go back to that for a second, like if some of you do believe in the supernatural concept, I believe in this concept, but like in a far-flung future, I believe in this concept. Okay, when we do have our bodies tracked in, we do have Facebook avatars, we do have teachers that are doing yoga with us right there, and we're in the Swiss Alps because it is effing photoreal. And we are superimposed on a floating platform in the Swiss Alps, and it's freaking, the resolution is bonkers, and we have like hologram people coming into our little world. And then also, here's what I want. So I use dumbbells, right? Like I have a little workout routine that I do, even though it's probably not apparent. And I have dumbbells. They're these 20-pound dumbbells, and I do these, I do the standard and like, standard this, and I do these things, and you do the thing where you're holding one and you go behind your head and you do all of that. And so and also push-ups. I do push-ups and stuff. And I can imagine now, push-ups would be hard. Doing push-ups with an actual headset on your head, that's going to be a long time before we ever get to that. But I could see integrating like where an inside-out tracking, if they can track your hands, they should be able to track dumbbells. They could tell that, like, you just let it know, I'm holding dumbbells. And then the automatic system, the visual system is like, okay, I see the dumbbells. Hold your dumbbell up here. Is it being tracked well? Okay, move it perfectly into the center for perfect tracking. Okay, we've locked onto the dumbbells. The dumbbells are now being tracked perfectly. And so you might ask, well, why would you want to have like some VR thing that is using dumbbells? Well, here's why. Because it's not the most exciting, like doing these exercises, when you're doing it, like it's not the most exciting thing in the world. So if you could have something where when you're doing it, like things are exploding and lighting up and it's like tallying up points and it's like, come on, one more, we'll give you a bonus point, and or some type of stuff like that, they could gamify it, and that could be cool. And then I also like the idea, like one thing I really do want in the future from this kind of standpoint, guys, one thing I do want is exercise bike. Like I want we have exercise bikes, right? But I kind of want an even better exercise bike. Imagine the ultimate VR exercise bike. So the ultimate VR exercise bike would be perfectly tracked. So it'd be perfectly tracked in the world. It would have the exercise, it'd have the bike handlebars, and it would really have this movement be able to be done, right? And it might have some rumble built into certain parts of it, so even the chassis of the bike could rumble when you hit like a bump or something. And then you could give yourself like photoreal type of worlds that you're riding your bike around in, possibly even gamifying it with like, if you can speed up and get to this marker in time and, you know, like Paperboy type stuff. Like, yeah, man, let's make exercising as fun and enjoyable as humanly possible. What have I said about AR? Like, I've said this about AR, and people, like, every time I bring this up, everybody goes to calories in, calories out, bro. Especially the millennials, or really anybody under the age of 35. They immediately go to calories in, calories out. And they basically, like, there's people that have this, like, idea that exercise really doesn't do anything for obesity, man. It's all about what you're eating, man. It ultimately comes down to your calories, man, and how many calories you burn. I disagree with that. But like, calories in, calories out, whatever. I just know this. People that exercise a lot of them ain't all that fat, all right? So maybe it changes other things about them. Maybe they sleep more. Maybe they have other behaviors that are related to the exercising, and it's trickle-down economics. People that exercise a lot more tend to not be as heavy. There's some type of correlation there. And you could say calories in, calories out all you want. But one of the things I was talking about was AR. Dude, I believe AR is going to completely change the game when it comes to fitness and staying in shape. I really do imagine this future where ridiculously obese people, other than those that have, other than where it's caused by certain medical conditions or certain other conditions that really affect that, I truly believe obesity rates are going to plummet within about 30 years, with AR just being such an incredible part of our daily lives and just dominating we're going to be in AR so much, and there's going to be so many little AR things that are going to be happening where if somebody could use to lose 10 pounds, like they could program that into this AR thing that would just automatically do different things where just, you know, click on this, and you're just doing these things, and it's like it's basically freaking running your damn life. It's damn near going to be Orwellian to a certain degree, because it's going to keep track of like your vital signs and all of that. And it's just there's going to be so many interesting things that you can do with AR that will require you to move around, bend over, stick your hand out, do this, do that, that the activity level of the average human is going to skyrocket, in my opinion. But that's another story for another day. That's like a long 30-year type thing. Okay, so yeah, so gaming science teacher, part of Calories In, Calories Out Club. She's got a comment in chat. So gaming science teacher says you have to exercise a lot and almost never sit on your butt to be able to eat whatever you want and not gain weight. What you eat generally does make a lot bigger impact than how much you exercise. Yeah, there's no question about it. But here's the thing. I think studies might show that people that exercise a lot, like they start making different decisions in a lot of different areas. And maybe, because sometimes the things that people eat have to do, like sometimes when you're eating just a bunch of food for no reason, it's not even about the food, it's about other things. And when you start exercising more, you start releasing these endorphins. And so like, it's a long, complicated thing, but so many things are connected. I'm just telling you, people that exercise more are just better off, period, dot, end of story, doesn't matter. In the long run, there's going to be extra benefits, more sleep, lots of little things. You're probably not going to be eating a hot fudge sundae every day if you're exercising all the time. I don't know. I still disagree with the pure hardcore calories in, calories out type of deal. Okay, so what are we doing now? Oh, I got to give away a key, ladies and gentlebots. I got to give away a key to one of the greatest VR games that is currently available. In fact, if Half-Life Alyx did not exist, and prior to March 23rd, Half-Life Alyx didn't exist, and the number one VR game, in my opinion, on planet Earth, prior to Half-Life Alyx, is The Walking Dead VR Saints and Sinners by Skydance Interactive. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. Incredible. One of the most visceral VR games we've ever seen. Terrifying, open world, interesting. The physics, melee combat, sensational. The therapeutic aspects of The Walking Dead VR. We're talking about exercise in VR, but what about just some therapeutic release of frustration? Gorn is very good for that. If you got a lot of pent up frustration, if you want to release some anger, Gorn is a great way to do that. Well, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, let me tell you, it's fun to get mad at them zombies, right? You grab that head and you just, and it feels good. You know, it has that good feeling to it. And so we are very blessed because FF Frank in chat, longtime member of the VR365 community, a guy that has donated actually a lot of different game keys over a long time, has now supplied us with The Walking Dead VR Saints and Sinners. So here it is. I'm going to pop it on the screen right now. This is the key that you want to grab. Let me go ahead and do this. And there will be a trivia question. I'll try to be as fast as I can through this one. This is the big one. Okay, Saints and Sinners, here it is. So the key is 8LZQSeven EZFWZKCFB, and the mystery letter is: the quest for a killer app continues. But on March 1st, 2017, a game released on the Rift that some felt was the first legit AAA VR game. What was it called? This was March 1st, 2017. It released on the Rift. And a lot of people felt this was the first legit AAA VR game by a very large studio that used their F team on the game, not their AB, not their A team, not their B team, no, I mean, that's kind of a diss, but it wasn't their freaking superstars, let me tell you. There's a difference in teams at developers. Okay, the quest for a killer app continues, but on March 1st, 2017, a game released on the Oculus Rift that some felt was the first legit AAA VR game. What was it called? All right. Does anybody have that one? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to look into the next story I'll go into. But if somebody, does anybody know the answer? I just want to make sure that somebody actually got that. Oh, I actually knew this one, but someone else was super fast. Okay, so somebody did get it. So yeah, the answer to the question, of course, is Robo Recall. Yeah, Robo Recall. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, so if we were going to do a show called Glory Days, well, Robo Recall wouldn't have been part of Glory Days because Robo Recall was March 1st, 2017. And the glory days, as far as we're concerned, the glory days were those real early days. It was April, it was May, it was June, maybe July. It was the early time. And it was all about HTC Vive because why? Because motion controllers and room scale. It was the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff like the Budget Cuts demo. The original Budget Cuts demo was a freaking game changer, man. It was like the most immersive thing we had ever played back then. There was so much cool shit back then. But, you know, I want to save it. That's for a future episode. Hopefully this upcoming Sunday, April 19th, Easter. April 19th, Easter. Yeah, no Mandela effect, right? But yeah, Robo Recall, guys. We found out, well, I think we found out that this basically had a $10 million budget. So basically they went to Epic Games. They said, bro, we need one banger. We need one banger that really uses our touch controllers and shows people that VR is something to deal with. And this was a $10 million banger. And you know, I think they got their $10 million worth. Because in early 2017, Robo Recall was a legit force. People would tell PC, like regular flat gamers, dude, Robo Recall. And this is the game that people would put people in. And Robo Recall sold some headsets. There is no doubt in my mind that Robo Recall sold quite a few headsets. So I could talk about Half-Life Alyx for just a quick second, just kind of give you guys an update on what's going on. Okay, so back to Half-Life Alyx. So the question is, Anthony, what is the deal, bro? Why are you still in Chapter 5? Like, do you've got something against Half-Life Alyx? Are you scared of Half-Life Alyx? Are you just like too lame and you're just not good at Half-Life Alyx? Like, dude, what is your problem, man? And you know what? Okay, I think there's this psychological thing that people do when they have something that is so effing good and it is so far beyond anything else. Like see, Half-Life Alyx, like if we did rankings at VR Game Rankings where we had Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Tier 1 would be Half-Life Alyx, and there would be no other games in the tier. Half-Life Alyx, there's enough problems. Look, Half-Life Alyx has 99 problems. It does. I could list 99 problems with Half-Life Alyx. But being the best VR game ever is not one of them. This is the best VR game. Deal with it. Like it is. Like this is not even open for discussion. This is the best VR game ever, and I'm only in Chapter 5. So imagine how much more I'll think it's the best VR game ever once I've gone through all these chapters finally. But it's so far above number 2, which in my opinion is Saints and Sinners. I would right now, here today, right now, I would put the Walking Dead VR Saints and Sinners number 2. We gave that away recently today, courtesy of FF Frank. Thank you so much. But such a big gap between those two games and such a big gap between Half-Life Alyx and everything else out there. Now, there might be some psychological thing where people, when they're experiencing something super incredibly good like this, they self-sabotage because they don't want the experience to end. They want to savor. I don't know if that's happening. I'm just saying that I've heard people talk about such a thing. Like there is a thing that people do in this regard. Well, where they will deliberately like, oh, I'm only going to bite a piece of that because it's so, I just want to save it. Because if it's over, like if you actually play through the entire game, and you see the end credits and everything, like, yeah, you could replay the game again. You certainly could replay the game again, but you're never getting that original playthrough experience back. Like, that happens one time and one time only. And I'm the type of person, I do savor this stuff. So maybe it is some kind of subconscious weirdness going on. Because this week, now part of it is I'm working like 60 hours a week. Give me a break, right? So 3 days in a row, I did not play VR at all. For 3 days in a row, I did not play VR at all. Yesterday, I did play Half-Life Alyx, and I actually got a little farther than I was prior. I was in a gunfight situation. You know that part in Area 5, actually, Chapter 5? It's this part when you get outdoors in the sun, and you're dealing with like more gun guys. And I think you deal with the very first guy, the big giant guy that has like a big cannon and shit. Like when you're first, it's like, it's the square. It's like the square, I can show you guys on the Steam page. Let me show you. I can show you exactly where I was just recently. Okay, so let's go to Twitch web browser. My stomach is growling, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tell you. My stomach is growling. Okay, no, I want just the regular. I need to get some grub. You know what I'm sick of too? Coronavirus time. Dude, I want a legit effing restaurant. Okay, do you want to rant about coronavirus? Here's a coronavirus rant for that ass. Takeout is bunk. You get boned on takeout. Seriously, you get hella boned on takeout. Because how many times have you gone to a restaurant, you ate a meal there at the restaurant, but you didn't eat all of it because they gave you so much food. You took it to go, and your to-go container although like if you went and got a meal to go right now, where it's the whole meal to go, it's going to be more filled, more of it is going to be filled up if you got a to go container right now. But like, you get boned when you take stuff to go, you don't get as much. Like if you go to a Mexican restaurant and you take something to go, they're going to have beans and they're going to have rice that's in this to go container, but it's not going to be as much beans and it's not going to be as much rice. And like the tortillas that they give you, you're just going to get one little thing of tortillas. You're not going to get like a second thing of tortillas that comes to you a little bit later because you needed some more tortillas. You're not going to get the chips. It's just not the same thing, man. I want my restaurants back. I mean, it's selfish. I know it's very selfish. Okay, so here's where I wanted to show you guys. I can show you guys exactly where I recently was in Half-Life Alyx, taking my sweet ass time like a mofo. I mean, I am taking my sweet time like you would not believe. Okay, see this place right here? That is where I was. See this statue? So that's the part that I just was. And like these military guys come out with some heavy firepower, a little bit. Like there's one of them that has some heavy firepower. This little area right here, beautiful sunlight and everything, really nice area. That's exactly where I was in Half-Life Alyx. Now I've gotten past this section. I'm a little bit further past that, but that's basically where I am. But yeah, I'm so slowly working my way through the game, and it might be this weird thing where I don't want this to end, because when this ends, there's no replacement. We talked about this earlier with one of the questions for trivia. Yeah, Lone Echo 2 VR is coming. Lone Echo 2 Medal of Honor is coming. But there's no legit... Oh, so I'm only halfway through Chapter 5? Yeah, see, I'm... Okay, just past this section, you get past this here, and then you're in another little section where there's a door that you have to open up. That's basically where I'm at. So I'm just a little bit past this. So yeah, follow the Northern Star. Yeah, baby. I am still in Chapter 5 like a mofo. So yeah, I'm savoring it, man. And I'm just not playing VR as much. You know, I just haven't played VR as much. Like what I will do today, like when I finish this epic long episode that's taking forever because it's already 1 p.m. right now, Pacific time. When I finish this episode, I will go back in Half-Life Alyx. Like every time I get into my VR headset, it's Half-Life Alyx. And the thing that sucks, and I feel so bad about this, apologies to Fireproof Games, apologies to Truant Pixel with 2MD VR Football, apologies to Fireproof Games with The Room VR, A Dark Matter, apologies to Knock Twice Games. I have a key to Good Goliath, which was the answer to one of our questions, and I haven't even fired it up because Half-Life Alyx is my game, man. And I want to play Half-Life Alyx. But the problem is I've hardly even been playing VR in the first goddamn place. And then if I am playing VR, it's Half-Life Alyx. And I do keep going back into Half-Life Alyx. And I do keep making progress. I do keep getting a little bit farther. And every time I play it, I'm playing at least 45 minutes. I gotta be. Like if you guys went on Steam, if you went on Steam and you look up VR game rankings on Steam, you look at my account, it's going to say that I've spent 10 or 11 hours in Half-Life Alyx. Dude, I'm 10 or 11 hours in, and I'm only in Chapter 5, brah. So I'm really, really taking my sweet little time with this, but it's all right. I like it. I like taking my sweet little time. I mean, it's too late now. Like, why rush now? I might as well freaking take all year to finish it at this point. Okay, so I believe we gave away all of our codes. We've did all of this stuff that we've really wanted to do. So it's basically time to end. Oh, Gaming Science Teacher says, it's going to say you have over 100 hours. No, Gaming Science Teacher, I correct you on that. Okay, so Gaming Science Teacher says, it's going to say I have over 100 hours in League of Legends. No. Discord will incorrectly say that I have 100 hours. I wonder if my son has League of Legends on like one of my other accounts. It's not on VR Game Rankings. The VR Game Rankings Steam account does not have League of Legends. And League of Legends is not connected to it. I've never played League of Legends in my entire life. Scout's honor. I have never played League of Legends in my entire life. But I have a living room computer that I do have Discord on that living room computer. And that's primarily where I'm on Discord. Like I'll get a cup of coffee or something and I'm sitting, we have a little thing. I can sit there and I can jump on Discord, check it out, sip a little bit of that nice warm cup of coffee, see what people are talking about on the Discord server. That's where I use it a lot. But it also happens to be a computer where my teenage son, he might be playing League of Legends right now, this very second. And then the other thing is, he plays League of Legends for like 20 minutes, walks away from the computer and leaves it up and running for like 6 hours. I'm not even kidding. So people think he probably is playing League of Legends 24 hours a day. But no, it's a millennial thing, man. Or not millennial. What's after millennial? Is it like Gen Z or something? Or Gen X or whatever? Like people that were born around like 2000, 2001, 2002, or like 1999. Like what generation is that? Whatever generation that is, those people do not turn things off or close things out. Like at least that's been my experience, because even my other son, I go into his bedroom, his Xbox 360 is turned on, the TV's turned on, like everything is just running. Like the concept of like turning something off does not even like enter their brain. And then the other thing too is like when I go to check the Captain Crunch cereal box, I grab the Captain Crunch cereal box. It's empty. It's empty. They will like completely empty like a Wheat Thins box or a cereal box, and they just leave the empty box right there. In the freezer, we have like these frozen pizzas or whatever that are like in the freezer that somebody could make up in a pinch to like hold them over for a minute. These like little mini pizzas, and they come in a big box. And I'll open up the freezer and the big giant pizza box completely empty, but the box is in there. They never take it. Is it just my kids? Is it just my kids being ridiculously lazy? But anyway, folks, that's pretty much it for this episode of VR365. We've been going for quite some time, and I am out of here. And I will be back next Thursday on YouTube live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, although could be delayed by an hour due to overtime possibilities. So that is possible. And then next Sunday, if possible, I'd like to do a Glory Days episode, man. I think it would be fun. So I'm hoping for Reckoner VR next Sunday, Gary. I'm hoping for Arrowin X, Justin. Arrowin X. I'm hoping for maybe Bobby Blackwolf. Maybe some additional people as well. It could be like a rotating, it could be a rotating deal, like bringing people in and cycling people in and out. Maybe do something like that. I think it'd be really cool. So hoping for that next Sunday. We'll see what happens. All right, folks, I got to bounce. I got to get some grub, and I will see everybody next time. So everybody have a good one. Take it easy. Later, bye.